Okay, I think so. Just introduce you myself. So I'm Yongfang Chen. People normally call me Fang, and then I'm the course director for emergency management and resilience. I co-direct the course in disaster management and resilience with Emma Parkinson, and then we also run another online course in crowded space and public safety management that is directed by Emma Parkinson. So today I try to cover most of the questions you can. Okay, so Mark, you said that emergency response. Okay, and have an interesting emergency planning and touch. Really nice. Okay, so I think you might see that we have several routes you can participate. So I can share with you later about if you wanted to start with a PGCert or if you want to start from a master program, there is no problem at all. And I can see both Bertram and Mark, you are busy. I think there's a part-time route for you for the online course, so it's really good for you to catch up. Mark, can you hear us? Yeah. Good. Okay, that's fantastic. Right. So I think as I introduced, so it's me. So this our course is operated by Emma and myself. And then, so what we are going to try to cover these 30 minutes. I think I will try to introduce you very quickly of the three courses we try to cover, and then also tell you very briefly of how we are going to learn if you can start with our courses, and then I will. Oh, sorry, Lauren. Lauren, I thought you were a part of our team. Sorry, Lauren. If you can tell me your course as well, so it'd be really good. And then I will also looking into the difference between the master program PGCert, and then finally, if you have any questions, tell me. And if you want to, you can start to populate your questions on the chat so I can understand. So Lauren, would you like to tell me which course you are interested in?
Me, the emergency management, the masters in emergency management and resilience.
Fantastic, thank you very much. So I think here, of course, online courses, we also have on-campus courses, but currently for the online courses, we have MSc in emergency management, resilience, disaster management, resilience, and the crowded place in public safety, and also PGCert. Okay, very quickly, if you are doing a master program, you will have in total 8 modules. 15 credit, okay, plus 1 CMI module. So that is, I think it's really nice module. University kind of apply that standard for all the master students. So it's kind of additional certificate. So it's normally like a leading workforce. So it's to demonstrate that you have the ability for leadership, etc. Possibly, I think I can see that 3 of you are working already in place, and I think it's really attractive, especially for our recent graduates. They have got additional sort of certificate, but I think that is kind of university standard, right? So we have this module provided. So after you finish this master program, you have that 1 extra certificate. And then you will have 1 50 credit research project. So I think that is kind of final sort of dissertation that you have to capture. But if you feel that our master degree is too big to start, it is fine as well, because we have a PGCert, so we have different certs that you can choose. You might be able to see it on the website already. So if you start with a PGCert, then you just need to start with 4 modules. Yeah, and then it's always possible that you start with the PGCert, then once you finish all the modules, and if you think, actually I'm pretty good, I can continue to do it, and then you can then upgrade, so you can continue with your master program. So a lot of students, I think, especially when they are working full-time, they start with PGCert, and then they say, okay, that's good, then they can take the cert. Okay, if you take the cert at the end of the study, then you will have 1 year break, and then you continue to do a master program. But if you finish your cert, you decided that you can continue to do a master program, you don't want to have a break, don't take the cert, and you continue with the master program. I hope this is clear. Okay, good. Right. So now I think so we have 2 kinds of studies. So if I started to talk about the study, so people who normally will I think if you are interested in emergency management and resilience programs, that is that normally you are interested in civil protection. You are working already or interested in emergency management, and you like to know more about the incident command, relevant I don't know why this always is a jump. And you are interested in, the incident command and structure measures and also relevant policies in emergency management. Slightly different from the concept of disaster management, where they focus more on the international sort of agenda like humanitarian assistance, the United Nations Sentai framework, and looking into how they can link with the risk reduction interventions with the sustainable development goals. So you can see that we kind of separate these two courses slightly, although I need to say for these courses they are overlapped modules. So for example, we have the training exercise module that we capture for all students. I think that's where all the students will come, so it doesn't matter that if you do the DM or EM, you will have some shareable modules. And I know some students, if you couldn't decide which course you wanted to study, the benefit here is that because they are shareable modules and they are crossover skills. So some students, if they complete in emergency management resilience, it is no limit and there is no restrict that they are going to work in the humanitarian disciplines. And also from our previous graduate, if they complete their courses in disaster management, there is no problem for them to come back to study, to work in the emergency management disciplines. So it's up to you, that because you have to look into the modules, which modules you like better, which is better suited for your career development, then that's the route you are going to go for. I hope this is clear, but I think I can see that Lauren and Mark, you are interested in emergency management resilience, and then Bertrand, possibly you are still deciding. So that's where you can think about, what is better suited for you. And I assume that if you are working in the Nigerian context, if you are working in the government, then I have a feeling that possibly disaster management route is better suited for you. Only from my previous experience of the government work better, and you also comply with the United Nations sort of system. But I'm not saying that you must apply for the disaster management, because I think there is a trend as well. The students from Nigeria currently, they try to study the emergency management and resilience route. So it's up to you to decide. If you want to talk more, we can discuss about what is the best route for you later. And so once you decide the course, then what do we do? So because this is an online course here, so normally we still have in addition to the online reading for you to do, we still have lectures. This is the feedback from our students. Our students love that interaction between the lectures and the students. So you can see here we have the weekly online lectures. So for example, each module we run in a way that we run from the week 2 of the semester to week 11 of semester. So you have in total 10 weeks to study. Each week, each module, you have 2 sessions. Okay, you have 1 lecture. Normally it happens on Monday. Okay, currently we are working in terms of 90 minutes. So this is a time when the lectures will give you kind of, more sort of talk, sort of context, traditional style lecture. Because I think we realize this is important for online students, that they like to see this context. And then within this weekly lecture, normally we also engage with the on-campus students. So for me, for example, on Monday, when I teach my module, what is going to happen is that I will have students in the classroom, I talk to them, but also I record it, I talk to the students online, and then it's kind of hybrid method. And I think this is very popular, and also, we have really good feedback from our online students. They love this because they want you to really engage with this kind of academic life. Okay, so for all of these sections, I know that if you are working, you will say, oh, but sometimes if I'm working, what am I going to do? So all these online lectures, they are recorded. Okay, so if you are not able to join the synchronized lecture, you always are able to get access to the recorded session. So then you can play back to, to learn, to understand what's happening there. So in addition to this weekly lecture, you also have the weekly seminars and the Q&A. So you have a set of online tutors to support. So for example, in a training exercise module that I'm teaching, I work very closely with Dallas, who is your online teacher. So normally, on Monday, I teach whatever, give a lecture or whatever thing, and then normally on Wednesday I will do a seminar with on-campus students, and Dallas will find a really nice time for the online students. You agree on the time, and then you run this seminar. And then also we have the weekly course hour. So this is different from the module that you are taking. So we have 1 hour per week. So normally that happens currently is a Monday at 9 o'clock. The reason why we want to have this course hour is, first of all, to pick up any student issues. Because I think, especially for online students, you feel that, oh my God, we don't know, we don't have any trouble, we don't know who to find, who to contact. That is the best place that you contact us for the course later. We are there all the time to talk to you about issues, etc. But we also have planned sessions. So for example, we have always have the academic writing skills, how to develop critical thinking and debate. I think that is always the challenge of our students. They want you to know how to write better. And then we also have different support services to come to join us. So for example, we invite people from Center for Academic Writing. We invite people from a student support team. So these actually student support are really good. They are kind of one-to-one. They provide one-to-one service for students. So if you have any issues, not only academically, so for the personal issue, for example, like how to do time management for our students, the challenge is that how do you do good time management to separate your work, life, and study. Okay, and then so these are the tutors, academic support they can provide with you. And then also we have, as I said, that they are sort of Aula contents. Aula is a platform we are using, so you have a lot of information we write for you. Also, there are videos, there are different activities, questions there, and then also self-guided study there for you to carry out your study. And then, so I think it's really busy already, but then if you feel that, you still wanted to have more support, we are there for you. So you have one-to-one appointment. Okay, so you can send an email to the module leader or the online tutors, so they are happy to answer your question. And I know from my experience, normally students start to panic towards possibly week 8. That's the time when they started to think about assignment. It's, oh, I need help. And then, I think that we will organize all these meetings. So you know that normally we have 10 weeks the sort of learning time. All the modules, they are assessed by assignment. Currently, and for the online students, we tried teamwork. It didn't work because we have students from across the world. It's very difficult to find a mutual time that people are all awake to discuss. So we have surrendered that we say, all right, then let's do individual assignments. But the assignments that can be recorded, can be PowerPoints, can be normal traditional essays or projects. So there are different ways to assess. So I think we still try to maintain that diversities for you to be assessed. And I think these are the module teams. I think the lecture team, and I'm really proud here actually because it's kind of a combination of the academics. So for example, like Henry Ben, so he will be currently he is in charge with the research project. So eventually, when you go to do this 50 credit project, he will be the module leader, and he's expert in risk assessment. And then Nuwan Diaz, I think he is also really good with utilizing these disaster intervention strategies, looking into how you can utilize the infrastructure to support DR. And then just some example, and then we also have professional people like Amos. He is I think if you are in search and rescue, he run a lot of training, especially for the flood response. And then Dempo is a consultant. Emma, of course, she is a leading sort of role in crowded space public safety. I cannot say which event she's in charge, but is a big head, a very important person, in not only in the UK but also in the United States as well. So we can see that we have colleagues, really good working for the professionals, and then they can really bring all the up-to-date policies. And then we have researchers here to bring in the new research idea and agendas. So I think that's where we have, and I think possibly this is the online page out loud, so that is where you engage with your learning. I don't think you need to learn more about this yet. We will force you to use these when you start to study. I will pause here because I think I have said enough. I want to hear if you have any questions. Please.
We did have a question from Lorraine, and I'm not sure if you covered it quickly. It says, what time are the weekly lectures generally?
Okay, currently we operate all the lectures happens on Mondays. So from 9 to 5, it's killing people. But I think for people who are at work, it's easier because you know that when it's going to happen. It's easy to manage life, yeah. And then the seminars, I think for on-campus seminars, we try to put on Wednesdays. But I know although we try to encourage online seminars to take place on Wednesday as well. But I think some students prefer to have that in the evening. So it depends on how you negotiate with the online tutor. So I think it's more flexible, but these will happen.
Lovely, thank you. Does anybody else have any further questions at all that they'd like to ask about the differences in the course, the courses, which one you should take?
So I think maybe what I like to raise awareness is that we just been through this course review. Okay, so it's kind of regular sort of review. It's not like a new thing, but then of course because every review we have some slightly change. Okay, so there might be slightly different information currently on website. We are trying to update, but still, you know, the modules that I think, you know, we still have 8 modules. Some of them have revised some of the content, and then the big thing possibly is the research project. So on the website you might see the working paper, but now we change it to research project. This is based on the feedback from students. It might sounds really haunting. Okay, so working paper was 6,000 words. If you start from September, it's going to be I think 10 or I cannot remember, it's 10 or 12,000 words. It sounds daunting, but no, because students feel that 6,000 words is impossible to write because you have to squeeze anything that you don't want to have that 6,000 word. But actually, 10,000 words is much easier. You can say whatever you want to in that project, and I think that is kind of years of feedback from students. They say, "Please, can we get it back? We want a big project." We say, "All right, then let's do it." Yeah. Sorry, Mark, as you say you are not sure which course would be better for yourself. I have feeling you say that your background is in nurse. I just guess, yeah. But and then so if you are trying to upgrade and you feel upgrade your sort of personal development, you want to upgrade to the next level, and then if you want to continue to work in the UK sort of area, possibly emergency management resilience is the best suit for you because there will be more sort of UK regulations, policies, acts there to talk about, and then also there are leadership incidents, sort of management structures there in the content. I have a feeling that so some of the modules are more relevant to whatever you are doing at the moment.
Who are the typical students that you get on the course then?
For the emergency management and resilience, I think we have a lot of people who are working already. So maybe they have long years of working experience, didn't have or didn't complete the undergraduate sort of course, but then because they can kind of replace that, trade that as their working experience, because we recognize the working experience is important because our course is very hands-on. So that's why you see that we have half academic, half for the professionals, because whatever we teach, we try to make sure that theories can be combined with the practical. All the current sort of policies, etc., they will be kind of linked with academic theories, and it's very hands-on, so you can actually bring into the working area. Today, actually, I just received one of our graduate who graduated 2 years ago. Currently, she is sitting in the emergency planning office, sort of already senior fellow. I'm really good, and also she's from Nigeria. I need to say. So what she says is that she was really happy because she can really straight away apply whatever she's learned from the course to her job, so it makes it so easy for her to carry out her job. And then so she wanted to be recognized as one of the whichever I can then remember global leader or something, so she want me to write an endorsement. I said fine, it's fantastic because we love that experience. So we can see that whatever we try to teach is really combined with the practical professionals, and then you can apply straight away. And I think that is the upside of our university, our course to comparing to other universities. Yeah, experience being emergency nurse, there's a lot of pre-spawn. That's right. I think one thing is that for our emergency management, etc., we don't look into the medical side. So you need to understand. So it's kind of looking into more the management side of whichever thing. So although you can apply a lot of pre-hospital sort of experience, etc., what we are looking at is that how you can manage it, how you can make it better, more effectively. If that makes sense. Cool.
And would you see that from the courses week in, week out? So if there's something major that happens around the world, you guys would discuss it in the course during the week, would you? Or...
Oh yes, I forgot. So sorry, I focus a lot on the emergency management. The previous question for students who want to do disaster management and the resilience, a lot of them also, of course, they are working already, but then they normally they are already in the United Nations systems, or the World Food Program, or we have a lot of students who are working in the NGO. So we have students from Red Cross, and interestingly from different country, and then they make network because they work in their country, never really meet people from other countries, so that is nice for them to do some comparative study within this organization. So that's where I think we have these different routes, and of course public safety in the crowded space is a very specific unit sort of personalities. Once we see them, we see they are so they are working in the event festivals or crowded space, so they are slightly different personalities, although they also care about the emergency planning. So I think these are kind of 3 different routes. So what cases we are talking about? We talk about a lot of cases. I think we bring in very new sort of urgent situation. And I think, of course, a lot of big cases we need to trace back to, for example, the Katrina, that is long time ago, and then tsunami in Japan, and then, but these are kind of tracing back, and until recently, the Russian have earthquake triggered that early warning, etc. So already, like, Liang Hang, she was interviewed by BBC, you might see it, and then so it's kind of, we have that history of the case studies, and then also bringing the new cases. And then, of course, I think because Dan Watson, he used to work in South Asia, so when they had a really big earthquake in Burma, very unique country because not many people really get access there. He worked there before, so he was also interviewed by BBC to look into how they do the post-disaster recovery. So we can see that I think we pick up all these different cases, and of course, for Glenn Towel is a few years ago already, and then we also have that Netflix, documentary on there. We have colleagues who are studying in these cases, so we can see people are I think all the colleagues, they are interested in different sort of perspectives. They bring in new stuff. Yeah, and I think if you want to say, so what do? I think my area is in training exercise. So I think I try to look into how we can integrate with the new technologies into training exercise. I also look into the pedagogical perspective, looking into how can we make sure the assessment is more rigorous when we apply to the training and exercise. And I think maybe in NHS systems is better than the fire or police or other services emergency management, but still we need to make sure that they are kind of synchronized or have more so standardized approach. So that's where my expertise is, and I also try to apply these expertise, subject area and knowledge to other countries. So we just run the summer school in July. It's hard work, but anyway, we invited participants from 10 other countries, I think 15 countries, from Europe, and then to look into how they can actually adopt these technologies or pedagogies to their countries. I also run regular online training for disaster risk management training, and then that involved with the European Commission, involved with the Joint Research Center in Europe, and then we have the very top sort of speakers. So these are additional, so they are outside of your module, but it's kind of I don't know, different training that you can get involved. You also see people from other network universities and also from civil protection officers from other countries, and you get an additional certificate again. So I think it's really nice way to establish this network. And of course, I also deliver CPDs to other countries. So I think that is a lot of things we apply already, around the world.
Amazing. Did anybody else have any other questions at all?
Looks like Bertram's typing.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, we can.
Hi, Lorraine. How can we help you?
Well, while he's typing.
Go for it. Yeah.
Thank you. You mentioned 8 modules.
Yep.
And maybe I should already know what those modules are, but I only started looking at courses in my defence on Saturday. Okay. And then I had a quick call with someone from the university today who said there's a webinar in an hour Do you want to join it? And I said yes. So I haven't, forgive me for not really knowing, but can you give me an outline of what those 8 modules are?
Yep. So we have the incident and leadership. Sorry, incident leadership. So normally they're looking into the command and control structures, looking into how we can develop leadership, all these skills, all the non-technical skills. So possibly already, if you're in the workforce, you have known about this, but then we insert more theoretical background to look into how you can enhance, and also of course that link with the JESI framework of looking this decision-making structure. So that is what we have, and then we have emergency planning and preparedness. So that already, of course, you can see that from UK resilience we have that planning preparedness, and then so we're looking into how we can not only develop emergency plan, but also looking into relevant theories into this emergency planning, and then this will then further contribute to how you can plan better. Yeah, and then we have the next one is the integrated emergency management. It sounds similar but different, because that look from the political theoretical perspective, looking into what different theories background will influence on the decision making. Because I think current sort of chaos, if you want to compare the UK approach and the American approach, is that we have different isms supporting the politics, somehow that come up with different outcome of how we can support the emergency management. So these are sort of more sort of theoretical debate. Then we also have a module in business continuity and the crisis management. So of course the British standard, or international ISO standard onto how you can operate the continuity better. So that's where we look into. Then we have this module. I think I'm starting to be taking off on this module, but I love this module. So it's a foresight, insight, and strategy. I love it because this is where we started to look into the forecasting the future risks. Okay, so we are forecasting for like in the future 50 years and what's going to happen. We set up these scenarios, and then looking into the impact to relevant stakeholders. It's exciting module, but it's just like, but I think we have to balance the workload. And then we have a training exercise module, so that is my baby, looking into how you can, I assume that you all run and develop exercise already, but what I wanted to say is that I am going to break you all, because I would like you to think outside the window of what else you can do to make it more effective, because it's so expensive to run and design and running exercise. How can we make it cheaper and more effective? And then we have a community and the preparedness, or the resilience and preparedness. So that is looking into how we can engage community better. Yeah, and then so there are different ways, so looking into the people-centered, community-based approach to enhance that resilience. And of course, here you can see the UK agenda, policy agenda on the resilience is coming into this module as well. Then we have this recovery and the reconstruction. So that is, I think it's kind of started to become highlight, looking into how we can plan for the worst. And then if something happens, how can we help to recover? And then also we integrate with a new sort of mental health perspective, looking into how we can support not only the first responders, but also affected population, how we can, prepare better before something happens, or respond, rapidly once, incident or disaster happen. How can we help people to recover from mental health perspective? Then it is a 50 credit project, so that is a long big one. And then also the CMI module, so that is a leading diverse workforce, so that is an additional certificate for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
sounds very interesting.
I think it's kind of, in a way, I need to say that it's really interesting, very good. And then if you want to compare with other universities, ours really focused on how you can apply to straight away to your professional area. And I know that our competitors, they are a lot of them, they are very abstract. So it's really good in terms of theoretical debate, but maybe not useful when it comes to applications.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So you complete the course in humanitarian shelter. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, I think for Bethlehem, as I guess that it's better that if you continue to do the disaster management and resilience courses, because that is more linked to the strength you have already. So there's this certificate from Disaster Ready, so that's from America. Yes, that's some of the modules I can take into my work. The hospital can take a silver one. Yeah, so I think, Mark, your experience would be really good to come into, when we say that, not debate about what's problem in the workplace, you have a lot to say. I think that is where, also our students, because if they are working already in the professionals, that is a really good place for them to debate and also to look into how they can improve, also learn from others, because although we say that we have the same jersey, but different area, they have different ways to do it. So I think that's a really good way to exchange their ideas. So I hope that answered your question. And Bertram, I hope I answered your questions as well. So if you are looking into disaster management and resilience, looking into more information, that will be better suit for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions, guys? If not, one of the recruitment advisors here will be in touch with you. You're welcome to also contact them with any questions, and we can also get any more answers you want out of Fang too. So in the meantime, I shall just say thank you guys for your time, for joining us. Thank you, Fang, for your time as well. And we really hope to see you guys soon, hopefully on 15th of September.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, please do drop me an email. And I know that possibly because from now until September is very short time. So if you all of a sudden get panic about, oh no, what to do, I'm happy to help you. So just relax, breathe. Everything will be there.
Have you got your email address? You could put in the chat.
Oh yeah, if I put it here, yeah, I can do that. So yeah, this is the one. Okay. Thank you very much. I think I like the engineering about. But you are going to see me, when you come to my module, it's like non-stop. Okay, so that's me. I know I speak like a machine gun, but I think that's my characteristic. So yeah, embrace.
Lovely. Thank you so much. And we'll also be sending this presentation out to you guys as well. So it's great to see you all. But thank you so much. Thanks everyone for your time.
Thank you.